I guess it's self-explanatory what it's doing. It got stuck. Uh, it opened up the sheet and started clicking things, and then it told me it was done, but nothing happened. So sometimes you can use baby language, I have sympathy for it, and then sort of soften it and say, let's just focus on one thing at a time. And so that's what it's doing. It's just going to create this one tab. And if the template is right, that's great. I'll probably give it a break for a little while, let it refresh, for real. But the interesting thing to note here is I have an extension. So I don't want to click it and mess something up, but inside of Google Sheets, I had an extension that I downloaded from the Google Workspace. It's a Google Workspace app somebody made, and all it is it's a it's a it's a it's a tool that connects to your Zoho CRM using the API and connects to your Odoo CRM using the API, and it does exactly what's happening here. It just maps the export, the template for one thing to the template of another. And then you specify which rows and stuff you want to import, and it just populates it. Um, that's all this is doing. So I just think that's cool. I guess my other point is it doesn't need to do all this freaking much. This is a massive amount of like heavy lifting it's doing. You know, the instructions to query the Zohost API or whatever it's doing and query and send instructions to the Odoo API. It's a very, very small set of code. So if it already knows that that's where it's going, it doesn't need all these words and stuff. So a lot of things all of these the massive, massive volcanoes and solar systems full of words that these AIs are creating, right, can start like shrinking back down to instructions, code. I mean, but to do that, they need a protocol for mapping the context of what you're asking it to do to the model of that task that's already encoded in some API or something. That's the model context protocol. That's what it means. MCP. It's like the XML files that zappysys uses to map one app to another and create these connections and all these tasks, but it's a little broader and it maps instead the sets of tasks and stuff to natural language instructions. And I don't know a whole lot about exactly how it does it, but that's the logic of it. So, yeah. So, over the years, all the things I've said about zappysys and AI, at first I was like worried, like, holy cow, the AI can do everything. But nobody wants to spend this much computational power and resources. Can you imagine the protests? When they find out all the spoken words that were completely useless, all the trees that died. I'm being serious though. You know, it's a lot of wasted time and energy. So I think things will shrink back down to code once there's a very clear, reliable path for these AIs to do that. But that's what zappysys does. So zappysys is awesome, and Nyan is awesome, and I really think it's cool as shit. And Zappy Shell should be developed and expanded. All right, I'm gonna go to bed.